everybody? We're back. Listen or don't. Episode 4, I think.
Yep.
I'm Taylor. We got
Shabazz.
And then you be tripping me out. And then on
Shabazz,
today's episode, we got a special guest.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, check it out. We back. We better than ever. All right. It's the first time y'all hearing my voice, but that's okay. See, this is Trey. All right. AKA the Icon 5. AKA T Dubs. Okay. AKA just T, you know what I'm saying? AKA Steven's biological father. All right, hope he's doing better. But here we are, AKA your favorite actor, your new favorite actor, because you ain't even know I was here. Anyway, we about to get started. Welcome to Listen or Don't. Happy to be here with the homies. My boy Shabazz, all right? My girl TG, AKA known as Taylor, you know what I'm saying? So let's see what we got going on over here.
Yeah. Wow. Wait.
Y'all like that?
Before we go further, because I feel like I need to share this with everybody.
You got something to share.
So I already told them before we started recording, but basically, if y'all are listening to this on the YouTube page, I need y'all to comment and let me know if this is weird or not. All right, so I called Lyft, right? I called Lyft, and when you get a driver, like when it connects you to a driver, it sends you a message. You'll be like, yo, driver such and such, and then it sends you a message. You'll be like, hi, I'm such and such, your driver, and my driver his name happened to be Mike. So Mike, if you listening to this, dude, bruh, fuck you.
I thought you were about to apologize or something. You calling him out? Like,
bro,
I doubt you're listening to this, Mike, but
I don't think Mike is listening.
Yo, Mike might be listening. Yo, Mike, listen. Y'all need everybody to let me know if this is weird. So when they sent me that message, I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was Mike saying, yo, what up? This your driver, Mike. So I was like, all right, see you in a bit, Mike. Boom, sent it. This nigga canceled the ride. Was that weird? I need y'all to let me know, too. Was that weird?
That definitely was weird. Man.
I don't use ride share services a lot because they freak me out. But like, I don't know. Like, I feel your assumption. Like,
yo,
I would think that was a personal message he sent to you too.
If I just sent him a message, I feel like that'd be weird. But it's like, y'all, like, I got the message. Like, yo, y'all telling me all this stuff. I'm thinking the message came from him. Like, yo, this Mike, your driver. I'm like, all right, cool, Mike. Canceled.
I'm gonna go ahead.
He didn't want you to talk to him.
Check it out. Look, all you Lyft drivers, you too, Mike, I guess, because we just assuming you listening. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna say that you saw that message, but at the same time, your baby mama was having a crisis. You know what I'm saying? Kid was going crazy. I don't know. A tire popped or something. You know what I mean? We don't know what Mike had going on, man. I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? No, nobody else giving the benefit of doubt.
Nah,
y'all can't see us, but ain't nobody else.
I feel like it was personal with Mike. I feel like Mike has something against me.
All right, we got a vendetta with Mike and Shabazz now. That's what it is.
We got it against me. Yeah, that was definitely crazy when you told us that, but at least you got here. So
yeah, I'm here.
So.
Yo, for sure. With Mike's assistance or not, I'ma thrive. I'm gonna do me. I just want y'all to know that. You know what I'm saying? I want the whole world to know that.
Hey, you gonna make it out here?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it out here without Mike. Like, I don't need Mike.
Oh
Mike was never there before, so it's like.
Took this a lot more personally than I thought.
I was like, all right. No. Well, at least Shabazz is here. That's all that matters. So, fellas, you want to go ahead and jump into it?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Yeah. What we want to tackle first out here?
I guess since we was just talking about it, the doing this car show, Hood Nick got shot up. So,
Oh yeah. I got article pulled up actually. New York Post article, March 23rd, 2022. Arrest made in mass shooting at Arkansas car show. Brandon Deandra Knight was allegedly part of a shootout outside a car show in Dumas, Arkansas. Arkansas cops arrested a man Wednesday in connection to a massive shootout outside a car show over the weekend that left one dead and dozens wounded. Brandon Knight, 22, was nabbed as he was being discharged from a hospital at 9:40 a.m. 4 days after the shooting in Dumas that led to 26 people sustaining gunshot wounds, the Arkansas State Police announced. Man.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild, but also that's why we can't have nice things, man. We can't even have a nice car show without it getting shot up.
I will say that does hurt to hear that. Like, that sucks. But I'm happy this is the only car show we hear about where something like that went down. You know what I mean? Because there are hella car shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that something personal caused that shooting, and it wasn't just somebody getting up that morning and being like, you know what, the car show.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I don't think that's what happened.
My only thing about those types of situations is like dozens of people got hurt. So I'm pretty sure he didn't have beef with dozens of people. Yeah, it was probably like one person, but then like everybody else was just like a bystander and what happened.
Which is that I do think that's what happened. Like, most of the time, these stupid personal beefs do get like a lot of innocent bystanders involved. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say this because when I first heard about this, I don't know, I'm kind of a nerd. I follow THV on Facebook because I need the news. But
Yeah, you said that like who's gonna judge you? Like,
you never know. Some people
ain't nothing wrong with being informed.
No, exactly. You're right. But I'm saying I follow them on Facebook, and when this was first reported, I saw a lot of comments. Some people were saying like, why would you bring your kids to this type of event anyway? Or,
a car show?
Well, that's what I'm about to get to that. Because I seen some people saying that. Because personally, I've never heard of this car show before, but my cousin seen my cousin say something on Facebook about it, and she said that she used to take her kids some years ago, but she used to take her kids, and so she posted this picture about who put on the car show, and the people who put on the car show actually do a lot of great things for the community. It says, because it's called Hoodnik, but Hoodnik is short for a neighborhood picnic.
Yeah.
And so, just reading this off the website, it says, our annual Hoodnik has taken place the weekend of spring break every year. Our goal is to raise funds, which will provide scholarships, school supplies, and more to deserving individuals. And so, without knowing that, you would think that this was just some car show and people was out there and somebody came and shot it up. But this actually is really good for the community.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. A lot of people was just making a lot of judgments without having all the information. And I didn't like that. I just wanted to say that. Exactly.
I feel like it's part of that is because I guess the name Hoodnik would automatically bring a negative connotation. Like this would seem 10 times, not that it's not already like a tragic situation, but if you just looking at it from like a perspective where like if it was titled Neighborhood Picnic instead of Hoodnik, this would seem like a way. It'd be like y'all shooting up picnics. Like it would seem like a lot. But since it's Hoodnik, it kind of comes with a connotation where like, yeah, that's what would happen at a hood event or something like that. But no, that's not really the case. That's just the name of it. But it's actual like picnic, like a gathering for people to come together, eat and have fun, listen to music, look at some dope cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Nah, I feel you on that. I do think that. And I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and be that dude real quick. But like, I feel like that maybe because I'm assuming this is a like black owned type thing, you know what I'm saying, for the community, like for us by us type of thing. I feel like it might have something to do with that, why people will judge it so harshly off the bat too, you know what I mean? Because like other groups of people, they can call their shit like whatever they want. And I don't think anybody judges them like off top being like, oh yeah, this is probably some weird sort of event over here. Like, they just have a little bit more leniency when it comes to that versus us doing something nice. And I feel like that, especially news outlets and stuff, I think they leave out intentionally sometimes, like, the good. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
Yeah.
like, they label it a car show, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure that whenever it was being advertised, they made sure, like, the people who are doing it made sure to be like, to give back to the community and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever they throw it out, they just like, yeah, car show.
Oh, yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
see what
saying?
you're
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it just bothers me that that's like a thing that happens. And I'm really happy to hear that, like, they were doing that, because I didn't know about anything like that. That's really cool. So, you know, shout out to Hood Nick. And I hope that everybody's okay. I'm really sorry that they had to go through that, because
And
that was a
rest
nice
in peace-
event.
Rest in peace to the individual that lost their life.
Yeah.
I don't know his
man.
name, unfortunately, but rest in peace to him and prayers to his family.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a sad situation, but I'm glad that, you know, other than the casualty, everybody's okay.
Right.
So,
Right.
For sure.
for sure.
On to, you wanted to, Mulatto, you wanted to talk about, I'm sorry. Wait, let me fix it. Let me get it right. Mulatto, I'm sorry,
not the
Taylor.
hardest
I don't
name
want
no
you to be
more.
on my top again. For...
It doesn't affect me, unfortunately. I mean, but yeah, Lotto, Big Lotto. I don't.
Wait.
Yeah, but you gonna try to act
Hold up,
like
hold up.
you're not
Is
trying to bigger. You just called her Big Lotto.
No, I'm confused now. Is it Big Lotto or Lotto? Like, I don't know.
Like you don't.
Hold on. We got Google. We got Google. I just want to know. I'm gonna look that
Lotto.
up.
Big
Yo,
Lotto.
I feel like
it's or.
I
Okay.
feel like you.
Alright, cool.
I feel like when
I'm saying it's either that or that. I don't know.
I feel like you add big to it if you're a super fan of somebody. Like that's how the term big comes into play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a Drake fan, you'd be like Big Drake, or if you're a Nas fan, you'd be like Big Nas.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bro, Soulja Boy started it.
Who? Hold on.
No, that Soulja Boy started that.
So you out here saying Big Drake?
Bro, Big Draco started it.
I think he the only one with big in front of his name, though, dog. Like,
Yo,
I don't know about
everybody
that.
has been doing that. That is a whole trend that everybody has been adding
Everybody
big
has
to
not
their.
been doing that.
Everybody has been adding big to their name.
Well, Taylor ain't doing that. Okay, Lotto.
So you're not Big Taylor?
Okay, so hold on.
Call me that neither.
Real quick. Real quick, Big Shabazz. I think that. So I looked it up.
Big Bass.
Y'all are white. I looked it up, and it says that the rapper formerly known as Mulatto changed it to Lotto due to the moniker's negative origins as an offensive term to describe mixed race people, which makes sense now. Now that I see the reason that she changed it, I get that.
Well, the reason why I don't get it is because we literally say the word nigga all the time. So I don't see why that would be. I don't see why calling yourself mulatto is where you draw the line.
I understand what you're saying, but. And this isn't the topic, people. But I'm just take a little detour here. Talking about a little history. The way that the term nigga has been kind of reclaimed by black people, I feel like I don't even want to say it honestly, but that word, I feel like mixed people been like, yeah, we want to reclaim that word. Like they haven't done that, and also that term is also kind of outdated. Like. Other than
so here's my thing. I think saying mulatto is almost the same as like saying Negro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like saying the N word. It's like an old head like.
But I feel like
term for it's just weird, bro.
I don't think it's any different from saying nigga though. I feel like it's just I feel like it would be just if the word nigga is bad, then I feel like those would be just as bad. So I don't see why that's your cutoff if you use the word.
No,
nigga.
I get where you're coming from.
And I get that too, but I'm just saying like. We're not mixed, so I mean I don't know. It's like a weird thing. Like
still nigga.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like if a mixed person was to tell me, hey, don't call, which I wouldn't call them that anyway. But if this was a word that was regularly used by everybody, like nigga, if they was like, hey, don't call me that, Okay, like
I can tell you exactly what I'd say.
What?
Nigga, shut up.
Listen, and you know what? That's a good segue right there for me because actually, so different from us, right? Lotto is a fucking superstar or whatever, making music and and is an entertainer in general. So they always got to be thinking about their like audiences and how to keep as much money as possible, and not offending people helps you keep money. At least when you're people like Lotto, some artists don't care. So I'm assuming that the name change. I mean, sure, maybe she did actually feel bad about it. I don't know, but I don't know her.
I think it was just a matter of people saying, "Hey."
Yeah, I'm assuming that like people brought it up.
My nerves. Let me change my.
Yeah, people probably brought it up, and her team and her management was probably like, you know what, we should change it, right?
But I don't see why she would get. Well, for one, she is light skinned, so I don't see like why it would be bad on her to keep it as mulatto. But also, seeing it from the point as the word mulatto has a negative connotation, right? Mm-hmm. So if we in hip hop, if that's what we're gonna if we're gonna do things like that, then why is it still okay to rap about killing other black people? Like, that's why I'm just coming from, like, the perspective of, like, I feel like a lot of this stuff is equally as bad, so I don't see why we would see one thing as this way and then let something else, like, slide.
I think, and you make good points, but I think it just goes back to what we were saying earlier with, I don't think on her part it's necessarily of... Like, she sat down one day and was like, and talking to her team, like, man, this word really affect. Like, I don't think that she was, and I could be wrong. I don't know the girl.
You're right.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, I just don't think that that's a conversation she had. I think it was just a matter of too many people are complaining about it. So to save face, we're just going to do it to shut everybody up.
Yeah. You know? Like just like one of those sit down decisions maybe she had in that boardroom, and they were like, we just gonna change it. This is your name now.
Just not even a big deal type thing.
As I found out, because I do know like up and coming musical artists and stuff, like a lot of big artists, especially towards the beginning, they get their quote unquote image controlled like really harsh. You know what I'm saying? They're like, for sure. You know, you ain't gangster enough, or like, you know, we want you to do more conscious stuff, or quit with that conscious stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like that's what it was. Also, this source was from thecomplex.com, so. They're the reason that's the person who told me that's why she changed her name, but I don't know if that's I do not like the complex. I see. All right.
I saw the steam. You saw her steaming.
Yeah.
I saw the steam coming off the top of her noggin.
It's not like that. I'm just saying, like, complex. Okay. But anyways, the actual topic.
Oh yeah.
That was a great conversation. But the actual topic was, so Lotto is dropping an album. And she has multiple features on the album. So recently she did an interview with the radio station saying how sometimes it's difficult for male rappers to keep it professional when trying to clear music and stuff like that. And I just wanted to kind of ask you guys, I guess from a male perspective, because I have my perspective of it, but from a male perspective, how do y'all feel about certain situations like this happening? Because I know she's not the first, not even female rapper, but singers, you know, singers have said, you know, have gone through these similar situations, and just kind of this whole culture in rap, in hip hop. How do y'all feel about it? Like, and who do y'all think it is? But we can talk about how we feel about it first before we get into speculation.
Okay. You want to go, Shabazz? You want to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this right now. I think that, like, women have a lot to deal with in general, especially black women. And when I say black, I mean even 1 ounce of black, because white people don't care how much black you got. I don't care how much black you got. You black, you black. But have it like a really hard time. And the rap industry and the music industry in particular is very misogynistic. And it's still really difficult for, like, to be, you know, in it as a woman. I'm not saying I'm a woman. I don't know what y'all go through. And I just want to go ahead and put that disclaimer out there. But I know that it's difficult from people that I do know in my circles and stuff like that, right? So I 100% believe that this not only is a problem, but has been a problem. And I hope it starts to go down, but will continue to be a problem. basically, I'm saying I'm not surprised that she's dealing with this, and that like male rappers, male actors, male directors, male like anything in any professional setting, bro. Like they make it really difficult. I can't tell you how many times I've been in like even just smaller artist circles or like starting to get to bigger stuff,
Right.
and then you see somebody working and it's just a woman trying to do her thing, and then the dude just like, man, you fine, right? Or, you got a man, and all this other stuff, bro. And it's like, dang, bro, we talking about depositions right now. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to, work through this contract, and you over here staring at her booty. You know what I mean? And I feel like that is, like, I'm sure she's tired of dealing with that, as I know all women are. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first, I just want to go ahead and admit to that I'm definitely, hi, my name is Shabazz, and I'm an avid female cheek watcher. I cannot help it, but that's what I just want to throw that out there. But
Oh my
I feel
God.
like but part of that is just nature and biological. But I would say that I would say that it's one of those weird situations because it's like the type of music and that she puts out in her brand, it like appeases to those types of dudes. Like those are the type of dudes that you kind of like appealing to, like that type of crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, we got to understand that, I could be like, oh, like I'm not doing that to a woman or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? But also, I'm a completely different person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them who's, like, I'm pretty sure, like, it was probably, like, some street rapper, like, and that's what I be trying to get people to understand a lot of times, too, is, like, when they, like, trying to, like, counsel certain people, I'm like, do y'all know, like, this person's, like, background? Like, you can't expect everybody to be PC. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't expect certain people, like a lot of these dudes that she appeasing to are street dudes, and you can't really expect the street dude to be like PC or be respectable or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I could say I would think differently, but I'm also like not a street dude like that. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes, like people, a lot of different people just think differently. Now I'm not saying that I agree with if that's what's happening, like some dude like trying to use like his status or hold up a record to try to smash it, whatever. I'm not saying that that's right, but again, like these the type of dudes that you kind of appealing to. So I mean, a lot of times I mean I get it, I understand, like that's her brand and that's how she makes her money, but I just feel like when you do certain things and you put certain energy out, like it's certain things that's just gonna come with that energy whether you like it or not, and I feel like it's pros and cons to everything. Yeah, you look like he was gonna
Let me answer. So I get what you're saying, like, street dudes and everything like that, and you can't expect everybody to be PC. However, I feel like in a situation like this, or not even this particular situation, but just this, like I said, this culture in general.
Yeah.
If you want me to do this for you, you got to do that for me. I mean, and also going back to what you said about trying to cancel people, and you have to understand they're a certain type of person. I feel like a lot of times we kind of get mixed up in this whole cancel culture thing. I've said many a times, I don't know if I've ever said it on this podcast, but I've said it many a times. I know me and you have had this conversation. I don't think cancel culture exists. But that's just me. I have my reasons for it, and we'll get into that if we need to. But a lot of people mistake canceling somebody with holding somebody accountable. And I've seen that time and time again. Like, somebody will do something, and then, like, they're really popular, and people be like, oh, y'all just trying to cancel, bro. Y'all just trying to cancel, bro. And I'm like, I feel like trying to cancel I feel like, let me see what I'm trying to say. I feel like just because I say, hey, what you did was wrong and you should be held accountable for that, that's not me trying to cancel. Like, I'm not trying to destroy your career. You're just wrong, and you need to admit you were wrong, that we can move on from the situation. And I feel like a lot of people get that mixed up with trying to cancel somebody. Like, I could care less I mean, most of the times when these people get in trouble, I could care less about your career, but you're wrong. Like, you need to admit to it. And I don't know who this person is. I have my speculations, but I don't know who this person is. But I'm just saying, like, this situation and any other situation where a woman feels like she was put in a position, you know, to be like a tit for tat type thing, it's not right, and they shouldn't have to deal with it. And it's been going on for years because we've seen, you know, female rappers from the 90s and female singers from the 90s saying, or 80s saying that they had to do this and that for this and that. And, you know, it's just not right. I feel like it should end. So while I agree with you, you know, you have street rappers or just certain type of people who, you know, they're not PC or they're not professional, whatever the case may be, it still doesn't make the situation right.
Right.
But that's just me. That's how I feel about it. But you look like you had something to say.
I did. My bad. So I'll say, I definitely feel what you're saying, Taylor. Like, I get that. And I hear what you're saying too, Shabazz. I just think that, like, I guess I have a different perspective on it, right? So, like, yeah, these are like street. Well, first off, let me say that I don't think it matters like what type of content these people put out or like how they market themselves or whatever. Not only because, but one of the biggest reasons I say this is because we don't treat like their male counterparts the same way. You know what I'm saying? So like whenever street dudes get killed or like they get shot or they get jumped and whatever, the majority of people, you know, they feel really bad for them, right? They like, wow, how could this happen? This is a terrible thing, right? Yeah. Now, hold on. I got you. Hold on.
Let me.
And so, like, I'm not saying this is something my mindset all the time, but like, if all they did was spend all their time rapping about like drugs and street and like money and stuff, and how much they like to kill people and stuff, and then they get killed, and like if the first thing you said was like, I mean, what did you expect? That's what he was rapping about. Everybody would be like, damn, that's messed up, bro. Like, what's up, bro?
Nah, that's true.
And so like, I feel like we only have that mindset when it comes to like female rappers and stuff. And it's this weird double standard for them that just because they want to get up and have fun and like twerking, you know, whatever, which these are the people that buying it. So I mean, they just know how to make money, and I'd be doing it too if it make me money. But like, we try to put that on them, and then you know. I'm not saying, you know, like, you know, people like Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, right? MF Doom, right? Like all of them, they got killed and people were like, yo, this messed up. They only blame the person who did it. They don't ever be like, well, why was he, well, I know some white people do, but like they were like, why was he rapping about this? Like that's not the conversation that happened. So I feel like it's a weird like double standard when it comes to that. And also, I think for me, like, I understand that at some point, right, being PC is something that a lot of people have a problem with and everything like that. But I think a lot of quote unquote like PC culture or like PC thinking is actually just human decency. Like people want to paint it as like PC just because they don't want to have to adapt to it, right? Like, bro, not using racial slurs is not that crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie. If somebody took the N-word out of my mouth right now and I can never say nigga again, I would be okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm black, but like, I don't think that like that's a PC thing. You know what I'm saying? So not, you know, assaulting women. As a man myself, it's not that difficult. Like,
and on that, I super agree. I will super like. Super like that.
He gave me the super like.
But I definitely agree on the not touching people is not that hard. I definitely agree on that.
These dudes are just creeps, bro.
I mean, well, not even on a lower level, just like day to day. Like, I don't even like people like, you know what I'm saying? Just like regular, like somebody tapping me or something like, yo, you this close to me, you could just say something, don't touch me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
and women have to deal with that because it's just acceptable socially for that to be a thing. And these street dudes, whoever they are, right? Because business dudes, all of them really. It's not that like, you know, they're like we trying to push PC on them. It's like, bro, be a basic human being. You feel me? Like, because if women started doing all that to dudes, right, a lot of us would be uncomfortable. Or like if other men started doing it to men, I know that would make people uncomfortable, right? Like they'd be like, they put out laws immediately. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what it is. It's just like a lot of this stuff is just human decency, and they like want to hype it up and be like, oh, they're trying to make everything really PC and woo de woo, and it's like, nah, bro. All we asked you was to not slap a girl's ass as she walked by. Like, is that too much, bro? Like, for you to not say gross comments to a woman every time she sits down. You know what I mean? Also, real quick, my bad. I know you want to say something, Shabazz, but like, also, I agree. I don't think a lot of times, quote unquote, canceling somebody is not even that. It's the people who get them, like, they get mad because they just don't want to be held accountable. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, hey, bro, you did something really messed up, and they be like, what, bro? What you talking about? I ain't do nothing. It's like just admit, like, you know, Roseanne, right?
I forgot about her.
But this is the thing. To I guess piggyback even a little bit earlier for what is kind of branched off from what Taylor was saying about you know, a difference between men getting canceled and being held accountable. Mm-hmm. On that note, I will say that I feel like there will always be two sides and four groups of people. And when I say that, that means that there's two different perspectives, but on the two different perspectives, there's a group who legit is that way for like a greater good, and there's a group who's like toxic with it. So like I would use the baby for example when that stuff went off with him, right? So you would what you're saying is you're aligned to like what you would be in line with what you said was wrong and everything, right? And like just admit to it. So, but right. I would say on that side, the toxic group, mm-hmm. So you would have your group on how you think, and then on that side you would have the group who is like, nah, fuck that, take this nigga off of all the concerts and all this other shit, right? So, and that's where I don't agree with, because I feel like black people don't get the second chance. Like if you look at everybody, even if you want to go, I'm not sure how long ago this was, but with this, the black dudes who was like asked to leave out of Starbucks or whatever, and that was like this whole thing, which I'm sure they,
forget that. They did not pay us, bro. Ain't no product placement.
Yeah, Starbucks tap in. But it's like, black people always seem like we're always held in this regard, like we have to be the bigger people and we're full of love and we always forgive, but we don't ever get that. Like especially when there was just a whole movement of Black Lives Matter. It's like during that whole movement, like was none of the stuff that y'all were saying like real? Like all these white people that were saying Black Lives Matter, like if Black Lives Matter, shouldn't like that mean also we get a second chance? Like that man, like I get not liking his comment, but he was also posting, like he was kind of showing y'all too, like how white people have control over.
You talking about the baby?
Yeah, like have control over black people's lives and everything, because when he showed that by posting videos of his during that whole extent when they was like making it headlines like, yo, the baby was taken off of this concert or whatever, like this festival. He's like posting videos of him and his daughter and everything, which his daughter is a little girl, a black girl. And so ultimately what that said to me was he was showing the world who they were taking, they were taking food out of his daughter's mouths. Like that little black girl little black girls that we want to champion every day. Like that was ultimately hurting her by him not being able to make that money. So that's why I think that no matter what side you on, like there needs to be like made known, like what exactly you're for, except without the toxicity. Like there was mad people jumping out the gate. Like I didn't even like Demi Lovato when she made that, like she was like reposting stuff, and it's like there wasn't even like a window for him to be like correct the statement or whatever. Like everybody jumped out the gate and started destroying him. But I just don't understand that if you're Black Lives Matter, that should at least mean that we get the opportunity to correct our wrong. Otherwise, you're just as bad as the people that you're like speaking out against. If you're not giving us the second chance, like y'all saying Black Lives Matter and prison reform, the prison reform that y'all speaking out against is the same like system that's being implemented like with this quote unquote cancel culture. It's like y'all not giving us the second chance. Like y'all not giving us an opportunity to defend ourselves or anything. Like it's just automatic. You're cut off. Boom, like you're kicked out, like you're done out here. Like it was happening so fast.
Yeah.
And I definitely got why people didn't like what he said. I just think that the way people started going about it, I didn't like how Black people like let that part rock. Like I can see like speaking out against what he said and everything, but I didn't like how Black people, or just in general, I don't like how Black people sit on the sideline and watch white people just destroy Black people careers, like, and have that much control over them. Like, it's like we just throw them to the wolves and they just like get to do whatever they want to them. Like they're no longer under like the protection of the Black community or whatever. Like we just toss them to the wolves. And I just don't think that that's okay for Black people, and I don't think that's okay for anybody who says that they care about Black people, or you know what I'm saying, or quote unquote Black Lives Matter or anything like that. I think that everything should entail in Black Lives Matter. That means like getting another chance. That means Black businesses matter. That means like Black education matter. Like everything follows under that umbrella. Like if you're not rocking with something, like even like Black beliefs, Black feelings, like Black thoughts, like any of that stuff falls under that umbrella. Like if you really care about Black people, even if I think and feel the opposite of you, you got to respect that, because then that makes me your equal. But if you cut me off, or you don't want to work with me or anything like that, or like I'm no longer your friend or anything because of I think differently or something, then you don't really see me as an equal.
So I definitely, so I hear you, and I do agree with some of the stuff you said, right? Like I definitely think that there is a huge double standard when it comes to us. And whenever we do make a mistake, right? Yeah, like for sure, right? Like anytime that one of us does anything, first of all, Black artists in particular, right, and Black entertainers, Black celebrities, everything, they're expected to be like perfect. You know what I'm saying? You get a
gotta be twice as good.
Right, gotta work twice as hard, right? You get a traffic ticket, right? You the devil. You know what I mean? And like, you know, then there's like a white person that killed like 30 people, and they're like, well, maybe he had a bad childhood. And then they're like, yo, but this dude, he stole a car, right? And it's like, what? But so I do agree with that, and I also like don't like when people don't give somebody a chance to respond and actually be like, you know what, I messed up, or like, you know what, this is what I actually meant to say, stuff like that. Sometimes we like, all the time, we need to give people a chance to even like defend themselves or be able to like respond to it. But I will also say that sometimes like there are certain things that I think people can do and like say where they like meant what they said. And I'm not saying that they can't change and like get better or whatever, but it's like really messed up what they said, right? And it's just like, whoa, dude, like you need to chill out. And in this particular situation, when he did finally have a chance to respond, and it may have just been because of everything that he had went through like at the time, so you know, I'm trying to be a little sympathetic, but the baby did not respond like in a good way. Like he basically doubled down on everything he said and, you know, made it worse. And I was like, like, you know, I get it, you might be going through some stuff right now, but that was not the way. Like I didn't like his personal beliefs for sure, but you know, I don't think that, like, I agree, canceling somebody right off the bat or like, you know, throwing them to the wolves and stuff that's wrong. We shouldn't be doing that. You should definitely always be like, all right, but like, what do you have to say about it? Now, I do think there are exceptions to this, right? If you said you wanted to, you know, commit genocide or something, I'd be like, I don't want to hear your like defense to that. Like, yeah. I think, yeah, you should get out of here. But I also think that, like, and I think the problem with DaBaby in particular is that, you know, there's like this weird conflict that you can have whenever you do want to say like, oh, Black Lives Matter, and, you know, we do support everybody. And having a different opinion than somebody is fine, but I do think having a different opinion than somebody and, you know, invalidating or just straight up being mad about like another person's existence is like a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? And like the baby in particular, at the time, it seemed like he was attacking like black people who were under like the queer umbrella, like in general. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that also means like when I say Black Lives Matter, I mean all of them. All right, so even under that umbrella, but black people who treat different types of black people like white people treat black people, I don't like that. Like, so no, I'm not going. I can hear your opinion, and you lost some of my respect. So no, I'm not going to say that I still respect you like as a black person, because to me you're acting just like our oppressors. You know what I mean? Just in a different way. And I've always felt like that when it came to, you know, people hating women, especially like the way black women get treated, or like hating gay people and stuff. I'm like, bro, what? I mean, why you tripping? Like, we all black, bro. Like, we got to stick together up in this. And so I think that was a big part in why people were trying to do that to him. But I will say that I agree with you, and I will stick to the fact that nobody really gave him a chance to like talk for himself and stuff like right after that. They just immediately,
and I think that's why he doubled down. Like,
I do think that was a part of it.
If I felt like I was just backed into a corner and people were just trying to end me super quick, I'm pretty sure we've all been in a situation where we kind of like just like kind of tried to bark ourselves out of a corner. Yeah. So again, like I definitely see what you're saying. I just think that him in the position he was and how everybody was just like, everything happening so quick, taking him off of things, I just felt like he was kind of like, well then fuck y'all, like type deal, like as in like y'all didn't even like, damn, like it just like that.
Right,
like,
he felt like he didn't have
because
a chance,
it had happened so fast. I think it was because they did it so fast that he felt like he was just put in the corner and was just barked his way out. You know what I mean? And that's.
And I just want to say, I also agree with some of the stuff you were saying, you know, but just to piggyback off of what Trey was saying, or just in general, when it comes to celebrities, especially black celebrities, I do go back and forth. I struggle with like, where's the grace for a celebrity to make a mistake and be like, hey, I realized what I did was wrong, not making excuses for it, I apologize. And I think I said this on like the first episode, but I also go back and forth with when a celebrity apologizes for something, I have a hard time trying to figure out, are they apologizing because of the backlash, or are they apologizing because they're actually sorry? And I guess in a way, it doesn't fucking matter if they're sorry or not. I don't know this person personally.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Like, we'll never know. So trying to even have that internal battle of, are they actually sorry? Do they actually feel this way? Or did their team like, hey, this looks bad for you. Let's put together this statement. You know, I've always gone back and forth with that. And as I get older, like I said, I think I'm starting to reach the point where it's like, it kind of doesn't matter. But since we're talking about the baby, this particular situation, you know, I ain't gonna say it hurt my feelings because I don't know this nigga. But,
she was in her room crying, bro. Like, dang.
Obviously I'm affected by his words. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me. I'm affected by his words.
Yeah.
So to hear that, it was definitely disheartening. And y'all know me. I'm gonna uplift anybody black. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
I always want to see us win, even if I don't particularly care for your music. It's not for me. You're a black man out here getting money.
This is for me. That's you, the baby. I do not like it. He's made the same song 45 times. I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm sorry.
I always want to see everybody black win. But I gotta agree with Trey on this. When he kind of was given the opportunity to be like, hey, what the fuck was that? He was like, yeah, nah, I meant that. And so him coming back after that, after him saying he meant it, him coming back and saying, you know, whatever the apology was, I don't quite remember. This was a while ago, but it was hard. It was hard to be like, you know me, and you're sorry.
That's the thing too. It's like, that's why I don't even like quote unquote apology culture, because my thing is
everything's
everything is culture. Apology. Everything is a culture.
Everything's a culture.
But that's one of the things I don't like about that, because even if he would have came right after it and apologized, doesn't necessarily he would have meant it. Like, that's why I don't know why people care so much about apologies. To me, if you want, to me, an apology is just changing in the future. Like, just changing.
Facts.
Like, I don't see why people need the person to say I'm sorry for this or I apologize for that, because that don't mean nothing. You can say one thing and still think or feel another way. Like, you know a person changed by their actions. So that's why I don't even like that's why I don't even like that people like want apologies and things like that, because that don't mean nothing. Like, if y'all really want somebody to change, or you want them to feel or think differently, like, then put pressure on their actions, not pushing them to like apologize to a certain community or something.
I definitely think that actions speak louder than words, no doubt.
True, and a lot of times, I feel like even after the apology, and this is where I say the whole grace period for celebrities who make a mistake, like, where's the grace? Even after the apology, people still feel some type of way. So it's like, I know the celebrity might feel, well, what the fuck did I apologize for if y'all still gonna treat me like shit?
Yeah, I'll say right now, I think that there are some people that you just can't please. And like, it don't matter what the person who's in trouble did, bro. They just gonna be mad about it. Like, they just mad to be mad. You know what I mean?
Because I know if you ask, you know, and not even using a baby, but just anybody, is like, well, so-and-so did this. Yeah, but they apologized. Yeah, but they still did it. Well, I mean, well, what do you want from them, though?
Because you want the time machine, bro? You want them to go back?
Because it's less about, now, to me, you telling me that they still did it. Now it's less about you wanting them to be a better person. You just want to be mad about something.
I agree.
So, you know. And
I do think that sometimes, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think that sometimes, like, how do I say this? I think that I do think, like, what Shabazz said was right, that, you know, having the oh, my bad. That did crack me up though. But like, having the like, you know, looking and seeing stuff and like people actually using their words to apologize, like, is pointless sometimes. But I do think for certain people, hearing the words and seeing the actions matter. You know what I mean? And that's, like, I get that. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you do need to hear it. But I do think that, like, for me, change behavior is the best.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You could slap me. If you slapped me in my face right now and said you were sorry, I'd be mad.
Yeah.
And if you slapped me again and said you were sorry, like, first of all, we already boxing. But like,
I'm like, bro, say, you shouldn't get to a second slap. There should be no second slap.
But the point is that, like, you keep doing it, bro. So just because you sorry, even if you crying and stuff, like, that don't matter.
I'm just saying, it happens a lot.
But yeah, so I do think that the way he responded, like, having this conversation with you now, I just kind of came to the realization that maybe everything that was happening probably caused him to respond that way, because he's human like everybody else.
Yes, exactly.
And I will agree with both of y'all and say that we do put, like, especially the black artists to a higher standard and black celebrities to a higher standard, and that's whack, all right? They are people too.
Yeah.
They can make mistakes.
Exactly.
So they should get all these other chances just like everybody else do. You know what I mean? Because I'm tired of that. Now, I will say, I have noticed
what you got to say?
in our community, I say that I want y'all to give people chances and stuff, but man, y'all be choosing the wrong people, right? Like, like the people that y'all defend to y'all graves and stuff be doing like literally just indisputable, right? Or undisputable, however you say the word, like terrible things. And they be like, but did you hear his side of it though? And like, you know, like I'm gonna go ahead and say this, bro. People been defending R. Kelly this whole time.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
It's a great example.
I knew it was coming.
I'm sorry.
I knew it was coming.
I'm sorry, Robert. Look.
Yeah, I can't say the whole name. I'm gonna call you K.
Okay, well, let's call him RK. Okay, RK.
Right, RK.
Let's make this quick.
Yeah, we ain't gonna dwell on this.
We gotta pack them up.
We ain't gonna
get them out of here.
Yeah, we gonna get them out of here. But like, I am not only like just flabbergasted, but just straight up, bro. People still defending him after all the evidence, all the stuff with Aaliyah, all like it's just like, bro. I mean. These are the people y'all give second chances, and then y'all ain't gonna give, like the people who, one time said something wrong. They don't get a second chance.
Exactly.
It's the dude that actually physically did like all these terrible things, and you like, oh no.
To piggyback off of just what we've been talking about for a while now, with another horrible example as far as like black people not getting the same, I guess, treatment during something. Bill Cosby. Another horrible example, but this is my thing. So I'm definitely on the side of everything he did was messed up and wrong. But when he got released, my whole thing was, I could see why people were mad that he got released, but my whole thing was, at least he saw jail. Like Harvey Weinstein never saw jail.
And he probably won, unfortunately.
Kevin Spacey never saw jail. They never even really saw like bars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what I feel like is showing, like the gap of like,
100%,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like when situations, and I get why, but it's like they always use black people as the sacrifice totem. Sacrifice totem.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what he did was wrong, but they specifically like geared in on him to make an example out of a person in that situation who's black. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like. Yeah. Like I feel like Bill Cosby was thrown to the forefront because he did something that was indisputably evil, but what we're looking at is a black man who did it, and so now it's like even
shedding like now we care about it, right? Like
even more negative,
because there are a lot of indisputable evil people who don't look like us, and where are they bars at? You know what I'm saying? Like where's the outrage? Like I do hear what you're saying, and I definitely agree with it. I might not have the power to do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and box up this very strong. All these people, we putting them in the box, y'all, and we gonna move on to something a little more lighthearted. Right. We moving on. We gonna pack them up. So let's talk about Mickey D's. And,
oh man, my God.
So
y'all can talk about
and y'all boy Pusha T.
I heard a little bit about this, but y'all think y'all
okay? Yeah, I'm pretty informed. So according to the Rolling Stone and the Washington Post, right, and Pusha T himself, who did interviews with most of these people, right? For y'all that don't know, the famous McDonald's jingle, ba 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 ba, I'm loving it, right? So Pusha T had a hand in writing that. It is not clear what capacity he had in writing it. That I don't know, because he ain't being real specific about that. But the point is that he helped write it along with apparently Justin Timberlake and Pharrell Williams, right? So
push.
Damn, all three of them wrote that little line?
I think they wrote this like a whole jingle for it.
It don't take 3 niggas.
Well, now hold on. Now
to be fair, that shit heat though. So it's like to be fair, everybody was rocking out to that jingle,
and they still are.
Exactly.
And I've never written a jingle before, so I don't know how hard it is. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, it's a lot of jingles that only one person had a hand on that we don't know about. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying they did their thing. They did their thing. All right. Now the point is that Pusha T. So I actually have this. I put it in my notes because I wanted to talk about it. Whenever he did it, right, he was only paid $500,000, right, for that jingle, and that was it. Apparently, Justin Timberlake got $6 million at some point. I don't know if it was right when it happened, but maybe that has to do with how like Pusha like had less involvement or something. But you might be saying, now, 500,000 is a lot of money. Yes, it is. I would love to have 500,000. But if you only got paid 500,000 for the McDonald's jingle, the most recognizable jingle in all of fast food, like, don't you think that's a little messed up, bro?
Like, fast food chain,
and I think
over 1 billion served.
But I think he owns 40% of Arby's. We have the meats.
Yes, I was gonna talk about that too.
The meats don't hit.
Well, hold on, because we have the meats. That's iconic.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's definitely iconic. It's not gonna make me eat Arby's, but it's definitely, it's definitely iconic, and I definitely like it. Make me think about eating one of their sandwiches. Like when I hear Arby's, we have the meats. I'm like, man, this sandwich like sounded fire, but
be like,
it's
dang,
like
they do
not
have the
enough
meats.
to like actually give me the motivation to go to Arby's.
Now, but see, here's the crazy part though, is that so Pusha T was very upset about this, and this led to his collaboration with Arby's. Have you heard this?
I did.
We should have made you listen to it.
Yeah, I heard
He
the
made a whole diss track.
Yes.
With Arby's
Yo.
about Mickey D's, and it is the funniest thing I have heard in a long
fish
time.
Sandwich.
It's mostly about their fish sandwich. Specifically, he calls it ass.
This is news to me.
You gotta listen to it.
And it was straight heat. I ain't gonna lie. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it
damn,
it go kind of hard.
Arby's definitely knew who to tap in for that diss record.
And this time Pusha T did it. It seems entirely by itself. And he wrote this diss track. And that, yeah, he does own 40% of this whole like Arby's thing specifically. And now apparently he's smarter about his endorsement deals, which I guess he does this a lot with fast food, but he's smarter about his endorsement deals. So every time that this specific song gets played, he gets paid. Right, he gets paid every single time. So shout out to the black artists.
As it should.
But
For sure.
my question to y'all is, do you think that Pusha did a little too much by writing a whole diss track to Mickey D's, or do you think he was justified?
Man, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Any fast food restaurant want to tap in, I give any one of these niggas bars for a check. I definitely don't think he went too far. Yo, I would do the same. Yo, a check for a diss track, easy money.
I mean, from what y'all were telling me, he wasn't. I mean, it's not too much at all. I mean, especially like with the whole, 500,000 to 6 million.
Yeah, which
Yeah, no, you get these bars.
yeah, and
Bars for sure.
also
That's crazy.
the 500,000, like maybe that was just how much they felt like he deserved at the time, but to not give him any more money over all of these years of like, because I know Pusha T been in the game for a minute, you know what I'm
For a long
saying?
time.
Which makes sense since he created. Now I'm like, damn, he was old enough to be creating.
He on his
big
masters
albums.
now too.
Yeah, oh, that's dope. Hey,
Yeah,
good job,
he
Pusha.
on a up and up for real.
Everybody should own their masters. For sure.
But that's the point. Is like I feel like I would be upset too if this had been the same jingle for 20 plus years and they only gave me like, in relative terms, chump change. You know what I mean? I just think it's funny the way he went about this. Like I didn't think I would be talking to anybody about a diss track on the Arby's commercial.
I
I think
it's
it's
not
lit.
something that I would
Yeah.
like, fathom. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's lit though. I ain't gonna lie. When I heard the song, I was like, man, it just felt like it was 2018 again.
You funny. Now, obviously, for copyright reasons, you will not be able to hear that here. But please look up the Arby's, the new Arby's commercial / diss track that Pusha T wrote. Please do. It's so funny, bro. Like I was like, wow, he really went in on.
I gotta listen to this, man. But yeah, that's crazy. But no, from what y'all telling me, it's definitely justified. I'm sure it's great. I mean, it's Pusha T.
Yeah.
I'm a Pusha T fan, so.
That album.
He been on some songs I like. I have never actually listened to one of his albums, but
he
might.
He definitely for sure Daytona. I mean, he's got some other like. I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest Push fan, but I would say definitely at least since like Daytona, or maybe since Saha dropped No Dope on Sundays. I've been on and off with Push, but definitely like Daytona I was really rocking with. And honestly, since we, not to bring up old stuff, but since we talking about Push and 2018, yo,
you brought up 2018.
Okay.
We were not talking about that. You said, you specifically said.
I just want to
like
go on record saying that Infrared was way better than Duppy Freestyle. Not Duppy Freestyle, but Infrared was way better than Story of Adidine for sure. It was the best. Yo, if you listen, like everything from, first of all, Kanye made the beat. The beat was fire, and he used a lot more like figurative language. It was a lot more creative. It was just I like the flow on it. Story of Adidine just seemed like it was the main thing about it was the shock value. Like without the shock value, the song fall flat to me, in my opinion. But Infrared, this is a certified 10 out of 10 for me, and I don't know how. And the only reason it got overshadowed by Story of Adidas is because of the shock value. But to this day, I think actually, I'll go ahead and say that Infrared was probably better than Duppy Freestyle. Like I put Infrared at the top of all of the diss tracks because I felt like it had the most sting, and it was definitely the song that made Drake respond. You know what I mean? Like had he had kept going that route, then we probably could have got a dope battle. But you know, we all know how this turned out. So
Yeah, I also have a conspiracy theory that almost all beefs are fake, and that they all just so rappers can make extra money off of us. But that's a whole other.
I definitely believe that, but I definitely feel like Drake and Push don't like each other for sure.
I do. They seem to have some animosity between each other.
Right.
I mean, and justify him.
So,
I'm not mad at him, you know?
yeah.
So.
Forgive me for another topic shift because I'm just interested in some like entertainment stuff. But have any of y'all seen the Batman?
I have.
Yes.
I've seen the Batman.
Well, so we've all seen the Batman. Okay, bet. Let's talk about it then. Thoughts? Okay.
For me personally, I enjoyed it. I will say that for how I've always thought about Batman, and I know less about DC. I mean, I know more about their main characters, but I'm mostly a Marvel fan. But I know the big DC people, Superman, Batman, all of them. But how I've always thought about Batman is kind of how he was portrayed in this movie.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people were kind of skeptical with Robert Pattinson playing him. Like, oh, the dude from Twilight, I don't think he's that great.
Completely just erasing his whole career, bro. This dude has done. He has done some amazing work.
Twilight.
I'm gonna go ahead and just give Robert Pattinson, just let y'all know he's a great actor in so many other things. Not Twilight, but and everything else he does is good.
I also think he's a great actor, and I've seen other stuff that he's done without, so I didn't think that, but other people thought that. But I thought he did a really good job, and I thought he did a particularly good job with portraying a younger Bruce Wayne, because I feel like when we see Bruce Wayne, he's always like a kind of like a middle-aged, brooding gentleman. And
yeah, he was young and brooding this time.
Young and brooding, still brooding, but younger.
He got a brood.
But no, I thought it was pretty good. I will say though, it was a few moments in the movie that I kind of like. That I thought was kind of funny, not because it was meant to be comical, but I was like, this is kind of goofy. But other than that, I thought the movie was really good. I mean, it was cool. I mean, I know like I said, me and you talked about how I kind of get sick of them doing like
remakes.
Well, not only just remakes, but like DC focus so much just on the corner of like the Batman universe.
It's literally all they care about.
Yeah. So like, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of get sick of that. But the movie was good. I liked it and I enjoyed it. What y'all think?
Gonna say I can't remember if we said I want to say I might have gave him my thoughts on the movie on the last episode, but overall I think it was decent. I definitely like I like the angle of him being a weirdo, because I feel like that's how, kind of like dipping into Rorschach from the Watchmen a little bit, just like for a person to like do that type of thing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you would have to, you would have to have like a few screws loose, or that have to be like something off about you, which I was getting from him. And so I definitely like that aspect, but for me, I just can't Christian. I just gotta go with Christian Bale, Batman, man. Ooh. Like I just gotta go.
I wasn't those movies, so I can't.
You should watch them. You should watch them.
I mean, it was pretty funny. Like he hadn't been. I don't think he's Batman. He's been Batman for long in this movie. So
just 2 years.
So he was still. Yeah, he was still. I mean. Still kind of trash, and that, but it's like, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense because he's supposed to be new. But I don't know. I think I either need to see this one again, or I need to see the second installment to see where it goes from here.
Yes, it should be like noted that everybody else has like multiple movies and he's only had one outing. And so this one should be compared to like the first Christian Bale movie, if like you were gonna compare it, you know what I'm saying? Instead of to like
Okay,
the whole
then in that sense, then this new Batman movie did not put me to sleep. Because the first one with Christian Bale, I enjoyed him, but definitely like the movie overall put me to sleep. Yeah. I think I enjoyed the third one the most, the one with Brain. Brain. The one with Bane.
I ain't never heard of it before.
Yeah.
It's time to take over the world, Pinky.
The same thing we do every night.
Oh my God.
Y'all too young for that. But no, so I will say, so first off, little background. I'm a huge nerd up and down, bro. I love comics. I've read so many Batman comics. I watched all the animated stuff, all the movies, played all the games, right? I'm a huge comic book fan. So for somebody who like me, who, you know, is not their target audience, but somebody they try to like put Easter eggs and stuff for, I personally thought this was the best Batman movie ever made. Now, I think, yes. Now, live action, best live action Batman. Now, for me, when I say that, I'm saying the movie overall. Okay, I'm analyzing the movie from multiple different viewpoints. Yeah. I'm talking about cinematography. I'm talking about sound design. I'm talking about acting. I'm talking about everything. Okay, not just how he did as Batman. I do think he did a really good Batman though, because for me, this Batman was what I had always been wanting to see, like in the comics. Like this is what they kind of like ripped him low key straight out and put him into the movie, which was cool. And the changes they did make were good changes. Now, I think that I'm gonna say this hot take. I hate Christian Bale's Batman. Now, let me tell you why though. Because I do think that the Nolan movies are good movies, especially The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Rises has its problems, but it's cool too. And I haven't watched Batman Begins in a long time. But I think that Christian Bale is carried by everybody else in those movies. Like, he's a great actor. I just don't think he was a good Batman. And I hated that voice, bro. I hated that nonsense. Where's your trigger? Like this, that was him. All three movies, bro. I could barely understand what he was saying. Bro.
I mean, I can see how that could be annoying, but it made sense to me. Like it made sense.
I couldn't understand what he was saying.
Because in like real life, dude. In real life, if I was talking like this and I had a mask on, and then I was out crime fighting and you heard me or whatever, and then we linked up, like in real life, you'd be like, bro, like. Why was you out with a mask?
I feel you.
That wasn't me.
I feel you. I just think there was a better option than that dumb voice he did, bro. Like real talk. Also, his Batman never ever had the intelligence that I wanted out of Batman. If you do rewatch the movies or if you try to remember them, he was not very smart. Okay. He used to try to throw hands, and sometimes he would win. But, his main thing was, getting all his stuff from Morgan Freeman, who played Lucius Fox, right? And every time he needed a gadget or anything was explained, it was because that dude was smart and not because Batman was smart. And that's, Batman's whole thing, bro. It's his brains is up there. Yeah, this Batman, in prep time, right? This Batman, he actually seemed really intelligent and, his detective work was, on point.
Oh, you see, yes, his detective work, definitely. I would definitely...
You know what Christian Bale did for detective work? He just punched people in the face and asked them where stuff was. That's 3 movies of him doing that, bro. It's not, I was not feeling it.
Until Bane broke him.
Yeah, and that's my thing is that in all those movies, who do you remember whenever you think of those movies? Like the old, Christian Bale movies. Then you be like, oh man, Christian Bale was really good. No. You be like, wow, Heath Ledger as the Joker was amazing. Wow, Bane was great. Wow. That's what you think about, right? He gets overshadowed by everybody in the movie, bro. That's, Two-Face. I know we all remember him, right? Yeah. He turned into a meme and everything, right? You die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. Great stuff. But Christian Bale, he was always the weak link to me in some of those movies. But I didn't feel that way about Robert, And in his movie, he was holding his own against everybody else. You feel me? Mm-hmm. That's just how I feel.
I see that. I definitely agree. I would say that also another person that slept on is the actor who played Detective Gordon for the new Batman.
Jeffrey
movie.
Wright. He's
Yeah.
one of my
Jeffrey
favorite
Wright is
actors.
so bro. He's one of my new
amazing.
goats.
I loved him in Westworld. I loved him.
Westworld is a
But-
bop.
To be honest, but I feel like as far as like getting carried, like I feel it's like people gonna say like people gonna have different people who they enjoyed the most. I feel like
That's
like
true.
like
It's
there's
a
gonna
matter
be
of
a,
opinion.
yeah,
Subjective.
there's gonna be
It's
a
all
lot of
subjective,
primary
sure,
like
sure.
Batman like fans like oh Batman was the star of the show,
Yeah.
but then there's gonna be the people who liked Catwoman's role, and then there's gonna be people
did
who
great.
like
She
the
did good too.
Penguin's role
Oh my
or
God, Zoe Kravitz.
yeah. So you know what I mean? So and for me, I definitely enjoyed Robert Pattinson's Batman, but I'm definitely gonna have to go with Detective Gordon, man. He
was going in.
Detective Gordon, his
He was
Detective
good,
Gordon was
man.
like really good.
Yeah.
And he was like really
man.
he was like he was such a he was like the most likable person in the movie to me. Like it was like how could you hate this dude? Like he was just like this lawful dude who was like no
Yeah.
nonsense, non-corrupt. Like he was
yes.
seen as the non-corrupt figure throughout the whole movie, like the most like non-corrupt. You know what I mean?
Good writing and good performance there
Yeah.
from him. Yeah.
The dude who played the Penguin, I thought he was great.
Bro,
Yes.
dude had me
Probably
cracking
one of the
up, bro.
Probably one of the highlights of the movie. He was great. I love this character. He did great.
Yo, whenever they were like trying to interrogate him, and then he was just like, "Oh, so was this good cop, bad shit cop?" Like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
I was like, this man really not scared to die, bro.
Or
This is
like
hilarious.
fixing their Spanish, which I thought was hilarious.
That was
because
so
I was
funny
like,
to me.
yo, Batman don't speak Spanish. That was hilarious. I'm like, yo, Batman, what's going on, dog?
This the new Batman, bro. He ain't learned it yet. You know what I'm saying?
you done traveled all around the world. You ain't pick up Spanish? What happened, dog? Did you just not want that
he's
part of
still
your
working on it.
curriculum?
Still young.
Yeah, he still work. He in the first the first tier of Duolingo. He got a
Man.
He got
He ain't got no. He ain't got no siblings. He ain't got no siblings, no friends. He a billionaire. You live in America. I just felt like
He got
Spanish
trauma,
was
bro.
an easy move for
all right.
you.
Look,
It should have
he-
been.
he-
Pick that up.
Yeah.
he out here being vengeance. He ain't got time for Spanish. All right. But nah, Penguin was really good. They had some really funny moments in there too that I liked quite a bit between him and Gordon. Actually, gave me a lot of the funny moments, like no doubt. Whenever he was like he was like getting in his face, and the other cops thought that he was telling them off, but he was really like, "You need to get up out of here right now." That had me cracking up. And then when he cracked him in the face, and he was like, "Damn, you couldn't hold back." He's
Yeah.
like, "I did." I was like, he was like. But yeah, I thought it was a great movie. I give it a solid 8.5 out of 10, no doubt.
I agree. I'd probably give it the same rating. I thought it was really good. What would you rate it, real quick?
I mean,
Don't Kevin Samuel shit. All right.
honestly, off of first watch.
Yeah, we've all only seen it
Yeah,
one time.
off
so.
of first watch, for me personally, I'm gonna give it a 6. But also, I'm also in the same breath saying that I need to either see that one more time, or I need to see the second installment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I feel that. Yeah, I go 8.5. When I first saw it, I was thinking like 9 and stuff, but it sat with me a little bit. I do need to watch it again.
Yeah.
I think just like every other art form, you got to experience stuff like more than once sometimes
I
to be
think I
able
should
to
watch
like.
the Christian Bale movies too. 'Cause
You should.
just to compare, or at least to compare them. But
Yeah.
also DC. Bro, y'all got way more characters than Superman and Batman.
Yo,
chill
do better.
out, bro.
Please, I'm
Do
better.
Chill
better,
out, bro.
I am
Chill out,
begging.
bro.
I like Batman just as much as the next dude, bro. But come on,
Chill out,
dog.
bro. Like y'all got 30 Batmans, no
always
Static
my-
Shock, bro. Hands.
Hey, you can. Hey,
Black Lightning. I'm-
hey, whoa! But don't do that yet though, because that's gonna be me. So y'all can hang back on them movies until I get in the spotlight.
You could be Black Lightning, but you gotta have dreads to be Virgil.
What, bro? like they ain't got wigs, bro. Like,
Bro, that's disrespectful to people who already have dreads. Why they can't just use? Why you can't just use a person with dreads already? Why we gotta throw on wigs? I'm speaking up for the dread niggas. We need ours too.
I'm speaking to the dread community. Okay, no disrespect, but I'm gonna throw on a wig and be good.
Hey man, they was about to move the table up in here. Man, I think that's it, Phillips. Nah.
Yeah, we reached a limit.
Yeah, we definitely reached the limit. But anything short y'all want to talk about?
I just want to say, I don't think any listeners. I don't know if you noticed, but this was basically my audition today. I'm trying to get drafted to listen or don't. You know what I'm saying?
Since yesterday.
I'm a red shirt right now. I'm trying to get to D1. And
I just want to tell the listeners, Trey called me this morning to make sure that I didn't forget that he wanted to be on the podcast.
I'm just all down.
He made sure to reiterate, yo.
You know, you got to be sure, and I'm all about the black artists. You know what I'm saying? So I saw my homies doing their thing. I was like, let me get some. You know, let me uplift y'all too. You know what I mean? So this my audition. You know, I'm trying to. So hopefully I get drafted. Some of the other owners, they not here. We gotta see how they feel.
Oh my gosh. He just telling all our
So if
Marshall cut that.
don't cut that.
No.
But listen, if you was fooling with your boy, you know, the Icon 5, aka Trey, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and say something so they be inclined. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Because you know I'm out here.
Definitely. Hey, we want to thank you for joining us today, man. You probably will be next week. I don't know. So
I'm hoping.
Shout out to Steven. He's sick today, y'all. He wishes he could be here.
Y'all pray for my son.
Anyways. But I'm assuming he'll be back next pod too. So hopefully you hear four voices. God willing, in the computer. And you'll hear four voices. And but we'll be back next week. Thank y'all for listening. Like and subscribe. Listen.
Or don't.